Coming up in today's show, Elky shows us how to use a rotisserie on both a Kamado Joe ceramic barbecue and a kettle grill. Neal cooks lamb steaks with a mint and sherry marinade. Our special guest is Samuel Bradbury, aka Fat Sam Eats. In Dish of the Week, Elky cooks rotisserie duck with a spicy Thai Panang curry. And we go on a journey around the barbecue community to take a look at what you've been cooking. Welcome to the Lockdown BBQ Show. Welcome to the 19th Lockdown BBQ Show, and we hope you've had a really good week. Now, Elky, your Dish of the Week looked amazing last week, and the feedback on social media has been brilliant. But what else have you been cooking?
Yeah, the feedback has been great, but let's be honest, I mean, it looked delicious, and I'm the one that got the verify that it tasted delicious, so I'm glad it's getting the feedback that it deserved. What else have I been cooking? Well, it was Love Lamb Week last week, so I also cooked a lovely leg of lamb with some Greek flavours on there, spun over fire with an orzo side dish. Absolutely delicious.
That lamb sounds absolutely amazing. Now it's time for Elky's how-to.
In this week's how-to, I'm going to show you how we use a rotisserie, both on the Kamado Joe with the Jotisserie and on a standard kettle barbecue. So, in my opinion, there is no better way to cook a chicken than on a rotisserie over charcoal. It's absolutely divine. It's self-based, rotates, and all the while it's rotating, you've got that lovely fat just basting, going around and around slowly around the chicken and other cuts of meat, of course. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up for rotisserie cooking using charcoal. We're going to start with the Kamado Joe using their Jotisserie, and then I'm going to show you how we would set up on a standard kettle barbecue using a rotisserie attachment. So let's crack on. So we look at the Jotisserie for the Kamado Joe, Big Joe first of all. You'll notice that this has been cleverly designed, so it's got a kind of wedge shape, so it starts thin at the back, gets thicker at the front. This enables, because the lid, the dome, is on a hinge, this enables it to still shut, giving you that lovely seal. Now there's your motor, and all we do, I set up the charcoal, banked to the back. If you don't have one of these charcoal dividers, then just bank it to the back, that's fine. And this just means that we haven't got the direct fierce heat directly underneath whatever it is you're spinning. You've kind of got a bit of direct heat, mainly indirect. You could put a little wood chunk on there as well. And any drop downs, any flare ups, it's not going to be directly under the meat and cause anything to burn or taste acrid. And all I do is just pop a couple of firelighters in, one towards the left, one towards the right, and we bring it up to temperature as normal. So once we get a small fire on the go, just pop the lid down, dial in your temperature. So if you're doing chicken, for example, you might want to dial it in at around 200 Celsius. And once you're dialed in, just open it up, take your spit rod, pop it into the motor. Make sure your forks are nice and centralised, so whatever it is you're cooking, whatever you're spinning, is over the heat, and away you go. Lid back down, and you're cooking. So it's that easy, it's that simple, but you do get amazing results from it. So that's the Jotisserie on the Kamado Joe. And on the kettle, same principle applies. You don't want the direct heat under the meat, have it either side. So if you've got charcoal baskets, use these. If you haven't, that's fine, just bank your charcoal to the left and to the right, and then you get a drip pan underneath. You can have some veggies in there, some potatoes in there, whatever it is you want in there, and the meat will spin directly over the drip pan, indirect heat from either side, giving it lovely heat as it turns, as it rotates, as it cooks, as it bastes itself with all that deliciousness. So that is how I set up the kettle for rotisserie cooking. I absolutely love this way of cooking. Please give it a go. If you're on the fence about whether to get a rotisserie or not, whether they're worth it, I would say they're worth every penny. That was my how-to. I hope you found it useful.
Elky, I think I need a rotisserie for the barbecue.
I think you do, mate. Yeah, such a good accessory. One of the first things I got for my kettle barbecue and one of the first things I got for the Kamado Joe. Really is a great accessory. You have to get one.
It's a great bit of kit. Now, Elky, would you like to introduce our special guest for this week?
Yes, our special guest this week is Samuel Bradbury, aka Fat Sam Eats. He's an absolute burger god. Let's take a look at his interview.
Sam, welcome to the Lockdown BBQ Show. How are you coping in these strange times?
Not too bad, really. For me, it hasn't really changed much because I've been in work the whole time. So it's not really changed much for me. The only thing that I'm missing is, well, when it first started was places closing down. and having to queue to get into the supermarket. I'm not very happy about that. But yeah, you know, things are strange, but you adapt. But yeah, I'm getting on okay. The good thing is, I think, with a lot of places closing, it made me cook a lot more at home rather than going out and eating. It made me want to try and experiment with different stuff. So that was the silver lining to that that doom and gloom cloud.
I still can't believe that we've got Samuel Bradbury on the show. If you want to speak to any of your heroes, any of your idols, just create a barbecue show, mate, and you can line them up and just chat away to them. But
you're my hero, Elky.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
I know I've followed you since about 2018, and we've chatted a bit, and I've asked you about burgers and burger creations and stuff. And since then, I've never been able to recreate a burger anywhere near as sexy as yours. I mean, just to show the viewers, here's one of my burger creations, and I've really tried my hardest with this. And now here's one of Fat Sam's burger creations. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. So what's your secret, Sam?
Practice makes perfect, mate. That's all I can say is it took me a long time to work out. The burger has a lot of elements to it. Your bread, it has to be decent bread. Your meat, it has to be good quality meat. It has to be. If you go and get mincemeat from the supermarket, it isn't as good as going to the butcher's and getting a nice special blend. Because that blend of meat, once you cook that on say, a barbecue or like your pan or your flat iron or anything like that, the difference with the caramelization, because you're getting a good quality fat in there. You obviously want a high quality fat too. You want it 30%. That's what I've always gone for. So yeah, it's just, different elements, and it has to be good quality ingredients. And that's it, really. Practice makes perfect, mate. You'll know with meat, the better quality of the meat, the better it tastes.
Sam, you've got over 20,000 followers on Instagram. You are the king of burgers. When did your love of food begin?
I think I've always had a bit of a thing for food. I've always loved it. But I've always been one of them guys that used to, before this really kicked off, I used to be one of them guys that used to rate TGI Fridays. And then when you start going to some of these independent places in the cities and stuff like that, and you start to taste good quality food, it's sort of, once I'd been to that first restaurant, which was almost famous in Manchester, that first burger restaurant I went to, from then it was just like, wow, it just opened up so many doors. I went to so many places. I've been to London. I've been to Prague for the Burger Fest over there. And it's just snowballed from there. And my love for food, it's the first thing I think about when I wake up, and it's the last thing I think about when I go to bed. Love it.
You're an absolute burger god, a burger artist. Is there anybody out there that kind of influences you?
There's a lad from Australia. I think his name's Ando Eats. I think that's his Instagram handle. Some of the stuff he comes up with is just incredible. It's just absolutely crazy. Some of the ingredients he uses, how he puts it all together, it's just phenomenal. But yeah, it's not just like people that inspire me. It's some of these traders that you see who put everything into doing their burgers and making it their trade. Seeing them work and going and trying their burgers just gives me so much inspiration, because they're the guys that are absolutely killing it. They really are.
Sam, we all know that a sauce in a burger makes it really special. What are your favourite sauces?
Depends what I'm going for. But you can't beat a good classic barbecue sauce. You really can't. Nice bit of bacon on there. Yeah, that's it. Barbecue sauce any day.
I'm more of a ketchup guy myself.
Oh, get out of it. Ketchup. That's my HP brown sauce. What have you got him on for? Hey, get rid of it. Tomato ketchup.
So, Sam, you're based in Macclesfield. Where are the best places where you can get barbecue and burgers?
Okay, so burger-wise, there's not that many places in Macclesfield that do good burgers, apart from me. You have to travel a little bit out of town. But there's a lad from Macclesfield called Anthony, Smoke Fire Flame Barbecue. Now, he is absolutely killing it. His brisket is to die for. If you want good barbecue food, he is your man. And he's a dead nice lad as well, absolute legend. So shout out to Anthony.
I know the guy you're talking about, and I've seen his Instagram, and yeah, he does look like he's smashing out some good barbecue. Yeah. So maybe I'll get to try it one day.
Yeah, he does an amazing espresso rub, and every time I do any beef on the smoke or anything like that, I'll always put an espresso rub on, and I've got the inspiration from that guy. He's a legend. So yeah.
Burgers, back to burgers, or burger related. What's your favourite thing to create breakfast-wise?
It's got to be a breakfast burger. I absolutely love it. Simple, get that sausage, cut the skin off, make a nice patty, stick it on the barbecue or in a pan, get it nice and cooked through, get some nice smoky, streaky bacon, smoked streaky bacon, and then, Clarence Court egg. That is it, nice and simple, bit of HP brown sauce. Boom, that is my perfect breakfast, that. Love it.
You did a haggis night, a Burns night.
Yeah, so it was Burns night. I had some haggis from a company up in Scotland called Speyside, and they sent me some of the haggis, so I thought, I've got to pay homage. So made that into a little bit of a patty, made a little bit of a batter, and heated some oil on the barbecue in a cast iron skillet, and deep fried that baby and stuck it on a burger, and it was absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna tell you something now. I actually prefer on a fry up haggis to black pudding.
Oh,
yeah,
controversial. Controversial.
Well. Yeah, it works so well, especially if it's decent haggis. It honestly, it blew my mind. Love it.
I don't mind a bit of haggis, to be honest, so I might have to give that a go.
Try it. A little slice of haggis with your sausage and bacon. Game changer.
Sam, your meat burgers are absolutely amazing. Do you ever make vegetarian burgers?
A what? You're speaking foreign to me, Neil.
Elky would never ask you that question.
It was kind of floated about as a question, and I said, well, I'm not asking that.
No, I'm glad you haven't, because I wouldn't follow you, Elky. No, so I've done a few pop-ups in the past, and I've always been asked, are you going to do a veggie burger? And my answer is always no. No, if you want a veggie burger, go somewhere else or go and buy some lettuce from the shop.
Sam, can you tell us all about your barbecue kit?
Okay, so first off, started with a Weber Performer, and then found a 1980 red Weber barbecue online on Facebook for 20 quid. Went and picked that up, and then it snowballed out of control from there, really. So I've got a Pro Q XL smoker. I've got a gas hot plate for my burgers. I've got an electric hot plate for my burgers. I've got what's the other one we've got? It's going to come to me in a minute. What's that one we've got, Elky? You and me have got it.
A Masterbuilt.
Masterbuilt, yes, got the Masterbuilt. That's the one. And that's it up to now. I've got Smoky Joe too. So yeah, I've got quite a few barbecues, and I've got no room in my garage for any more. So
you entered one of Elky's competitions, which had an American theme. Can you remember what you made?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah, it was the Philly cheesesteak burger, and I made that in my lunch half an hour. Do you remember that, Elky?
You've got a better memory than me, because I had to have a quick look back. I had to have a quick look back on the hashtag and see what you made.
I did it on the Smoky Joe on my lunch half an hour. I remember taking the cast iron skillet in, got some cheese, and actually, you know what? When entering that competition, I've got a friend who lives in Philly, and I asked her what the best way to make a Philly cheesesteak would be, and she said, do not put green peppers in it, because that is not what they do over in Philadelphia.
It looked pretty special, mate. It looked pretty special.
Cheers, dude.
Apart from burgers, what else do you like to create on the barbecue?
Anything meaty, baby. Anything meaty. Chicken wings are always a good go-to, buffalo sauce and all that. But yeah, I like getting the Masterbuilt out. I like sticking some pig cheeks on, some ox cheeks, some nice ribs, brisket, anything like that. Yeah, anything that tastes good with a bit of smoke.
No vegetables, then.
What was that again? Foreign language again.
The photographs on your Instagram account look absolutely amazing. What camera kit do you use?
Okay, so I have a Sony a6000 with a 30mm lens on it, but I've got a brand new phone, and it's the Google Pixel 4 XL, and I've been using that the majority of the time because the camera on it is absolutely fantastic. It's literally open up, point, shoot, bang, done. It's fantastic. So, does anyone want to buy a camera?
I went with the iPhone, didn't I? So I think we were talking at the time about cameras and what phone we're going to get. And I've always been an Android guy, and I picked an iPhone. And the camera's good, but I'm still regretting my decision. So does anybody want to buy an iPhone? So, plans for the future? Any plans to kind of open a burger pop-up or open a burger restaurant?
So no plans as of yet. I would like to get another pop-up done around Christmas time, because a lot of people are asking for it, so I'm going to give the people what they want. But no, nothing in the pipeline at the minute to open anywhere. maybe one day in the future, I'd love a burger van. I really would love a burger van. Park up in a car park somewhere, smash out a load of burgers for people, and then go home and do it again the next day. But yeah, nothing in the pipeline.
Have you considered putting that gorgeous face of yours out on YouTube?
Funny you should say that, but I can't say anymore. It's top secret. I believe something's being released this weekend.
Sounds like a big secret. Now, Sam, we would be honoured if you would design our very own burger from the Lockdown BBQ Show. Will you do it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you want? Give me some ideas. Or do you want me to just come up with it?
We just want you to come up with it, don't we, Elky?
Yeah, something filthy. Something filthy.
Okay. I can do that, baby. We like filth.
Days. Yeah, happy days.
Sam, thank you for being a wonderful guest on the Lockdown BBQ Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm honoured being on your show. It's been great. Thanks, guys.
Massive thanks from me as well, Sam. Legend, mate.
Cheers, Elky. See you soon, Bill.
Elky, Sam is a burger god. He's been true to his word, and he's created the Lockdown BBQ Show burger.
He has, yes. What a hero, what a genius. He's come up with the spaghetti and meatball burger. Now, he's made some buns out of spaghetti that have been mixed with a bit of Italian tomato sauce and deep fried. So that's the buns. He's then gone with some pork and beef and created a giant meatball stuffed with mozzarella. So that's your patty. He's put that in between the two spaghetti buns, topped it with an Italian tomato sauce and some grated parmesan. What a legend, what a burger.
It looks absolutely amazing. I need to try that, Elky. I think it could go viral.
I think so, mate. I think so. I would love to give it a try too. Now, Neal, should we take a look at what you've been cooking?
It's definitely beginning to feel a bit autumnal now, and the veg patch has done its job. We still have sweet corn, a couple of pumpkins and tomatoes to pick, but everything else is finished for this year. My cook today is lamb steaks with mint and sherry. It's an unusual marinade, and the sherry gives a wonderful tang to the steaks. To make this, you'll need 4 lamb steaks, and for the marinade, 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh mint, 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns, 2 medium-sized onions, 120 millilitres of sherry, 2 garlic cloves and 60 millilitres of olive oil. Blend the mint leaves and peppercorns in a food processor. Next add the onions and finally add the rest of the marinade ingredients, and it's ready when it's a thick consistency. Add the marinade to the steaks and leave in the fridge for a minimum of 1 hour. Prepare the barbecue for indirect cooking. Today I'm using briquettes as my heat source. Cook the steaks for approximately 10 minutes, turning only once. Take the steaks off the grill and let them rest for 5 minutes. I serve the lamb steaks with roast potatoes, carrots, runner beans and peas. It's a lovely meal and definitely worth a try. Elky, it was a tasty meal. Do you ever cook with sherry?
Yeah, I have actually once or twice. I went to Seville a few years ago and I eat a lot of pork and a lot of tapas dishes. So I recreated one of the dishes there, which is pig cheeks braised in sherry. Really delicious dish. Highly recommend it. Now let's take a look at what our viewers have been cooking over the last week.
It's a tough call, Elky, but which was your favourite dish?
It was a tough call. There was a post on there by Smokin, I think it was, who done his own Meatopia, because obviously Meatopia's been cancelled. So that looked really good. But this week I'm going to award it to Dinky Ditch Brisket. She's just 7 years old. She cooked this fantastic burger, and it's just great to see the future generation of pitmasters out there doing this thing.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Now it's time for Dish of the Week.
This week's dish of the week is rotisserie duck with a nice spicy Thai Panang curry. I've got this beautiful dry aged duck from Philip Warren Butchers. This has been dry aged for a couple of weeks. The only prep I'm going to do to this is there's just this loose bit of skin here that we're just going to slice off. I'm just going to season this with some salt, pepper, and a touch of Chinese 5-spice. Then we're going to stick this on the rotisserie rod over fire until it's done. So I've got the temperature dialed in to about 190 Celsius. Got a tiny bit of orange wood here, wood chunk that I'm just going to pop onto the fire, and now we're going to get our duck in. I'm now going to leave that. We're going to cook that until it hits an internal temperature of 60 degrees Celsius, so it's lid down, and we're going to crack on with the Panang curry paste. That was the easy part. Now we're going to make a Panang curry paste from scratch, so it's going to take a lot of arm work with one of these, pestle and mortar. Got these beautiful ingredients here for the paste. We've got these. Now these are coriander roots. If you can't get these, then you can use the stems of coriander. It won't quite give you the same flavour. So if you've got a local Thai supermarket maybe, or a local Asian shop, see if you can get hold of coriander root. So we've got those. We've also got this, which is galangal. Now galangal is from the ginger family. But again, you can substitute ginger. It won't quite be the same, so if you can get this, please try and get this. We've also got some dried red chilies that I've soaked in hot water for about half hour, 45 minutes, and then just drained them so they're ready. Garlic, we're going to be using plenty of. Got these cumin and coriander seeds that I've toasted. Lemongrass, got some fresh chilies, got some shallots. I've got a lime that I'm going to zest to go into the paste. Now, if you can get kaffir limes, then use those. I can't, so I'm just going to use a normal lime. And we've also got this shrimp paste, which is going to give it a real depth of flavour. So let's crack on and show you how we make the paste. So lemongrass, we're just going to chop the end off there and remove the outer skin. I'm going to use about 3/4 of this. So we just want to dice it nice and finely. The finer you dice stuff before it goes in the pestle and mortar, the easier your job is going to be in the pestle and mortar. 4 shallots, and again with these you want to dice them finely as possible. 5 cloves of garlic, in they go. A couple of large fresh chilies, or if you've got smaller ones, use 5 or 6. And the dried chilies, in they go as well. So we've kind of gone with the softer, fresh stuff first. We're going to pound this into a paste, and then we're going to add the more fibrous bits like the galangal, the coriander roots, the lemongrass. So we're just going to chuck a bit of salt in there, just to help, a bit of abrasion to help when we're smashing it down. Now this will take a while, but we've got all day. And I really should get a bigger pestle and mortar. So galangal, got about just over a tablespoon, maybe 4 teaspoons of that. So in that goes. Same with the lemongrass. And now the coriander stalks, we're just going to slice again, and in they go. And then back to pounding. The cumin and the coriander seeds that I toasted earlier, I'll just put in the spice grinder and just ground them up, so in that goes. Gonna go in with about a teaspoon of the shrimp paste, about a teaspoon of black pepper, and we've already gone in with about half a teaspoon of salt, so just another half a teaspoon of salt. And eventually, after about 20 minutes, we'll end up with something that looks like this, a curry paste. So that is our Panang paste. One thing I haven't done is zested in the lime, so I'm just gonna do that now and then stir it in. If you want to take the easy route and do it in a blender, honestly, I won't say anything. I've had this smashing up over my face, over my t-shirt. It's gone over my face. I've got some of my face is burning where it's gone up there. It's been a right mess, but we got there in the end. We've got our curry paste, so I'm going to set this aside and go and check on the duck. That's the duck done. This is now going to rest for about 20 minutes, half an hour. While it's resting, we're going to make our Panang curry. We've already done the hard part. We've made our Panang curry paste. All I'm going to do is chop this pepper, slice this pepper up. We're going to slice, I've got a couple of kaffir lime leaves here, kaffir lime leaves. Just going to shred these into little strips, and the same with these red chilies just for garnish. And the coconut milk, and that's pretty much it. Back over to the Kamado Joe, where we're going to make the curry. Let's show you how. So all we're going to do is just remove the rotisserie ring and then just pop a grill grate over there. And then all we're going to do is just pop our cooking bowl there over the heat. Bit of oil in with those peppers and just cook those for a few minutes. Next, we're going to go in with a couple of tablespoons of that paste that we've made and just fry that for 30 seconds or so, and in with some coconut milk. About a quarter of a tin to start with, and then slowly add another quarter of a tin. Also going to go in with a pinch of sugar just to balance things out, and it really is as simple as that. That's our Panang curry done. So there you go, my rotisserie duck with a Panang curry. I'm going to serve this up with some steamed rice. I'm going to plate it up now. We're going to slice into the duck, and we're going to have a taste. Let's dig in, take a bit of that duck, some of that rice, some of that Panang sauce. That duck is absolutely beautiful. Juicy as you like, and the flavour, that is good. But with that Panang sauce, and I hope you like it spicy because I've made this pretty spicy, a couple of tablespoons of the paste in there. You can just use 1 tablespoon, you can use 3. I actually went with 2.5 in the end. It's got a lovely kick to it. So that was my dish of the week, rotisserie duck with a Panang curry. I do hope you'll give it a go.
Elky, now that was another cracking dish.
Cheers, Neil. It was a beaut. And another reason, in case you needed one, that if you don't already have a rotisserie, then I highly recommend getting yourself one.
Now, Elky, who's our special guest next week?
Next week, we're back to America. Another YouTube legend. It's Greg from Ballistic Barbecue.
Now that's about it for this week's show. Thank you for watching the programme. A big thank you to our programme sponsor, Kamado Joe, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and again, a huge thanks from me, guys. Keep those fires burning, and we'll see you next week.